Welcome to E.P.I.C, another podcast episode from With Purpose. My name is Chris, and I am the owner and lead strategist for With Purpose. Our special guests today are Dr. David Iszler and his lovely wife, Sheryl. Together, they own Trinity Chiropractic. Hello, how are you guys doing?
We're doing great. Thanks for having us on.
Hey, not a problem. It's a joy. I'm really thrilled to have this. Once I knew that I could get you guys on, I've been excited ever since. So start us off. Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Well, I grew up in North Dakota. I was a farm boy, and I served in the Army National Guard and went to Palmer College of Chiropractic. After graduation, I moved to Casper, Wyoming in 1994 and bought a practice there. Practiced there for 24 years. And here about almost 2 years ago, we sold the practice and moved to Arizona to live out our dream of practicing here. So I met Sheryl several years back. We've been married for 11 and a half, almost 12 years now.
Congratulations.
And with me for almost 11 of those years.
So I actually was a social worker for many years. I have a master's in social work. And although I loved social work, my husband and I always had a dream of working together. And so we had an opportunity to open a weight loss clinic in our practice in Casper. So I ran that practice for 8 years, that side of the practice, I should say, for 8 years. And here I'm actually working on marketing. So I love relationships. It's all about the relationship for me. I love building relationships. I love helping people. That's just my background and kind of who I am. So the marketing position is a pretty good fit for me. And then I help manage our team as well.
Okay, very good. And that kind of goes along with both of your personalities as well. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
I have strengths that he doesn't, and he has strengths that I don't. So we're a very good combination.
Good fit.
You're perfect together.
We think so.
I think so, yeah.
So let me ask you this, just to kind of get our listeners and viewers to kind of dive in with us, if you wouldn't mind. So which would you clean first? Would you clean the room, a desk, or your car?
Not my desk. I would probably clean the car first. My desk is a bit of a disaster. Thank goodness my office is at the back of the building, so Sheryl doesn't have to see it all day.
Yes.
Okay.
I would clean my desk because I like organization and cleanliness. And so whatever area I'm working in the most, I want it to be nice and neat and organized. And I love that he's at the back of the building because I don't have to look at his crazy paperwork mess and I have to shut the door.
Hey, I know what every pile of clutter is for.
Yes.
That's right. And you know exactly what is in that clutter or that pile, right?
I do.
Yeah, very good. So do either one of you have a favorite word?
Yeah, I think the word that fits us the best is perseverance.
Okay.
And that's something that has really kind of fit us for many years, but now more than ever.
Absolutely. We're both hard workers, and we will find a way to get it done. Like we are those get in there and get it done kind of people.
Yeah, and I think that because that's your personality and you've always wanted to be of service, the both of you in different aspects, and now together you guys are running Trinity Chiropractic. I think that word perseverance and just being there of service to people and getting the things done, getting the job done, making sure that people are getting done, if you will, that just really fits in with what you guys do, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so taking that, tell us a little bit about your business.
Sure. So Trinity Chiropractic is a no pop, no crack, no twist kind of practice. We actually practice the latest method of chiropractic adjusting called TRT, stands for torque release technique. This technique is so very gentle. And right now there's only 2 doctors that have their advanced certified proficiency in this particular technique in the entire Phoenix area. But it is the technique that's used at the largest family practices in the states of Wyoming, Colorado, New York, and Michigan. So we practice this very gentle adjusting method, but we also combine it with state-of-the-art therapy and rehabilitation to really do what's called corrective care. So we don't just give you a little Band-Aid and give you an adjustment and send you on your way. We really look at your whole situation. We figure out a treatment plan to really help you get the best results, optimize your result and functioning. And we're all about working on the longer term, not just giving you a Band-Aid.
Yeah, we're not a stop and pop operation. We truly focus on stabilizing the structures that support your spine so that you don't have to keep going through this for the rest of your life.
Sure. So when you say that it's state of the art and it's, what did you call it? A non-pop and...
But not a stop and pop.
Not a stop and pop. So is it typically where someone's in front of you, are they there the same time as someone else that is the crack, snapple, and pop?
Oh gosh,
less time.
It's actually the more time because we work on we do spinal rehabilitation, postural rehabilitation, in addition to the adjustments.
Okay. So how did you get into this? What is your why?
You know, I grew up with chiropractic. It was just something I kind of took for granted. And as I was growing up, it was, growing up again on a farm, lots of bumps and bruises and aches and pains. And I just took that for granted that you went to the chiropractor, you didn't go popping pills. And it wasn't actually until later in life when I was in college that in chiropractic college that I really began to learn all the different things that it can help. It's not just about pain, it's about your overall function and maximizing your nervous system. And then Sheryl has a little different introduction to chiropractic, and I'll let you share that.
I have such a personal story with chiropractic, and it's a little bit long, but to shorten it up, my mother suffered from horrible back pain from her 20s, actually, her late 20s. She ended up becoming disabled. She was bedridden most of the time. And the only answer that her doctors gave her was prescription pills, oxycodone, hydrocodone. And unfortunately, she wasn't ever able to get out of that. And they never gave her any other options. And she ended up passing away at age 55. And so I just saw this horrible progression of her cognition, her physical degeneration due to the opioid abuse and addiction. It was an addiction at that point. My sister also suffers from terrible back issues, and now she's had 7 spinal fusions.
Oh my goodness.
She's also been disabled for a number of years. So it definitely runs in our family. I do have a little bit of degeneration as well, but luckily I have been seeing a chiropractor for many years for good maintenance care and when I need to be adjusted. And because of that, I literally am standing. I'm doing the things I want to do. I'm hiking. I take no prescription medications for any pain or any prescription medications pretty much at all other than progesterone.
Don't even take any pain medications.
No, I just don't.
Yeah.
And so literally I have the same issue as my mom and my sister, but because I went to a chiropractor, my whole life has turned out different. And I certainly wish that my mom and my sister's medical doctors would have referred them to chiropractors, because who knows how their lives would have turned out differently.
Right.
So actually, we've made it our personal mission to help as many people as we possibly can to avoid those the opioids, because it does destroy so many lives and so many families. So we have a real passion for that.
As well as you should. What a testimony.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I didn't realize, I guess. I've heard the stories, but hearing you say it from a firsthand perspective for the both of you, I didn't realize how much of an impact that chiropractic can have on one's life as well as their overall health. So, did you have to go to special schooling to do this special of the art?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. 4 years of undergraduate studies, and then chiropractic university was another about 4 years too.
And TRT.
And then the advanced certification in torque release technique. That was some more. So yeah, it's always learning.
Right. Now, so why do you think that other people aren't using the TRT?
Go ahead.
I think it's just very new because it is the latest method of chiropractic. And so a lot of people just don't even know about it. But as it grows, because again, it is the technique that's used at the largest family practices in Colorado, New York, Michigan, and Wyoming. So as it grows, more and more doctors will pick it up. It's not just a weekend class and you're done though. It's extra training. It does take time. It does take money and focus and dedication. And you do have to test out. But it is an amazing technique and you will catch on fire here.
Okay, very good.
And I think a lot of people don't, I think a lot of people, again, like Sheryl said, they're just not familiar with it. And so many people are used to, when they think of a chiropractor, they're used to the twisting and popping. Oh, I've got to feel that bone crack or that joint pop, or, they want to feel it move. They think that unless that happens, they didn't get a good adjustment. And I practiced 24 years doing manual adjusting and, let's find those stuck joints and get them to move. And actually this technique, I've been getting better results, longer lasting results, and quicker results with this technique than I did with my previous 24 years of doing it the way I did it.
And the other thing about this technique is torque release technique uses an instrument called the integrator. And the integrator is the only FDA approved instrument to correct a spinal misalignment.
Oh, wow.
So it is very specific, research-based. It's one of the most scientific chiropractic adjustment techniques in the world.
Wow. I hope all of your customers are coming back saying thank you.
We have such great results with our patients. I mean, if you look on our Google reviews, we've only been open for a little over a year, and I think we have like 91 Google reviews right now. And most of our competitors in the area that have been here for 10, 20 years have, 40, 50, 60 reviews.
Wow.
And we just love to see, like, we celebrate like every time when our patients get done with their treatment plan and they just have had their return of their life and they can do the things they want to do and their pain level has decreased or gone away. We just love to celebrate with that with them.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Great job, you guys. That's awesome. And again, that's another element of the testimony of what you guys bring to not only your clients, but to the community as well. So very good. So you just said that you've been in, you guys have been in the Phoenix area for a little more than a couple of years, right?
Yeah, we moved here July of 2018. We opened our doors March of 2019. So we're just just a hair over 13 months in on this practice since we've started it.
Okay. So what would be some key things that you could tell the listeners about some things that you've learned about being a business owner that might be able to help them regardless of whatever industry they're in?
One thing is you're never off the clock. You're all on. And another thing is it's your business. Building a successful business is all about relationships. You have to have your heart in the right place, and your focus needs to be helping people achieve what they need to achieve or want to achieve. And when you give that, then the success comes. If you're focused on just making money, people see through that, and you're going to fall flat on your face. You have to give, and with giving, be willing to receive. It's not about what can I get or what can I take. It's about creating those relationships and just developing. Yeah. I kind of lost what I was going to say.
We just truly love people.
Yeah.
And we just want to be a service to people in any way. And if it can't be in a chiropractic way, I have a lot of other resources that are in my toolbox, so to speak. And so sometimes, we might have a patient who comes in here and they had a family trauma and they're crying to me because they had this family trauma. And I'm always available to our patients for, other things too, or connecting them to different resources out in the community, because I've had the pleasure of getting to know so many people in this community. So we just love helping people. Rest.
And Dr. Iszler, you said earlier that people can see that through that if business owners are looking for money. And Sheryl, when you comment about being relational with people, people see through that as well, and that's what gravitates them. And I think that's one of the reasons why you guys have been so successful over the past 13 months. In fact, let me just say this to you. I remember our time sitting at that Starbucks off the 101, and even right now, as I'm thinking again, I just remember how inspiring the conversation that we had was, and to hear about a little bit of your background and how excited you were before even your building was being opened. I still remember that, and you leave people with that amazing impression.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And you too, with your background and everything that everything that you went through and all of your different life experience has brought you to the point of opening your business where you're able to help people in a totally different way.
Yeah, and again, that's about the relationship, right? It's about listening to people, and if you can't help them, like you said, through the chiropractic element of it, we have other resources that we can bring to the table and to not only our clients but the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thanks for sharing a few things that you've learned about being a business owner. What would be one thing you know now that you wish that you had known when you had started? Probably so many.
Yeah.
So many.
I think before starting in practice in general is how hard it can be to be an employer. The doctor part's one thing, and the case management thing is one thing, but managing employees, there are so many different dynamics that are brought into the work family, and it really is a family for us. And just realizing that being an employer is it's a skill set that you're certainly not born with. You always have to be developing it and adapting. And if I wish I had known a lot of the things that I know now about managing our team. I wish I'd have known that years and years and years ago.
And I would recommend that for any new business owner. Even if you don't have employees yet and you're going to eventually have them, like jump into some training on all of that stuff, because it is very complex. And your team is so important. It can be your greatest asset and it can be your greatest detriment. So you better invest in them, and investing in them is also you taking trainings and how to work with them.
How to lead them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And another thing that I wish.
What's that?
I was just going to say, another thing I wish I had known many years ago is that no matter who you are, you need a mentor. Somebody who's walked those steps before you and can give you advice and encouragement when things are not going your way, and cheer you on when they are.
Right. So much in agreement with that as well. And the other thing about leading a team or managing a team, because there's a big difference between leadership and management, is that's also something that needs to continue being developed over the course of however long you have a team surrounding you. So just as you're mentioning being the owner and doing that for your own particular strength within the practice, there is that intentionality in developing the people that are around you, because we hopefully want to see the best in them and tap into that potential as well.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think too, one thing that I had to really learn, or we had to learn, is sometimes a team member may be a great fit initially, but then as you work forward, maybe their life priorities become different. And that's okay. It's nothing against anybody. You want to still support them in that transition to really being happy. Because honestly, if they're not happy and they're dreaming of being whatever, a teacher or whatever, then you need to support them in that dream. And so we definitely have really had to grow in ourselves and be like, absolutely, we support you. We want you to be happy. And how can we help you still?
Absolutely. That's a fantastic point. Thank you so much for bringing that up, because life does ebb and flow as well as our businesses. And you said it perfectly. That's great stuff. So why your business? what separates you from other businesses within your industry?
Well, kind of like Sheryl was talking about before the introduction to our business, we do the chiropractic adjustments, very specific neurologically based chiropractic care without the twisting and popping. A lot of people don't like that. They are afraid to get adjusted because of the twisting and popping. Maybe they've had a bad experience before, or maybe they've heard somebody else tell them about a bad experience. And so there's a lot of hesitation there. Well, with this technique, again, there's none of that twisting and popping. And then again, we add the rehabilitation, the spinal rehabilitation, postural rehabilitation to help move their progress along faster and make it more permanent, as opposed to just the adjustments, which so many different chiropractors do. So we take a whole body approach to their care.
So the only other doctor that has their advanced certified proficiency in the torque release technique, she is awesome, and she's in Scottsdale, and she just does the adjustment though. So we are truly the only clinic in the entire Phoenix area that combines this gentle TRT adjusting along with complete spinal rehabilitation.
Okay, that's great to know. And that's what I really want to get out to the people that may want to try the TRT, right? And because, you don't know unless you try something. And sometimes people have a favorite restaurant or a favorite chiropractor or a favorite dentist when maybe someone else has something that's new and inventive and brings less pain, right? I I had a friend back in the day when I was in high school, and his dad was a chiropractor, and he kept using the word manipulation. And looking that word up in the dictionary, I was never going to a chiropractor. And I'm going to tell you something, I've still never been to one. So, that word manipulation, which I've not heard you guys use at all, you've made me a believer, I'll tell you that much.
One of the fun things that we did is before we opened up our practice, when we were in Casper and decided we were going to move here, we actually toured the country and we went to some of the top chiropractic practices in the country. And we really asked them and looked at their practice and shadowed them, and what electronic health record system were they using? What technique of adjusting were they using? What colors did they design their office with? But most importantly too, what rehab equipment did they feel was most beneficial for their patients? And that is exactly how we chose every single piece of rehab equipment that we use here.
That's great. That's more than great. That's amazing. I love it. And I appreciate all of the background that you do and have done to build your business where it's at today. So let me ask you a couple more questions. So what do you think is one thing that people seem to misunderstand about your industry?
I think one of the main things that people misunderstand is, again, they are used to what we call stop and pop places. They've had 10 years of pain and poor function, and they expect 1 or 2, maybe 3 adjustments to fix it. At best, that might get them out of their immediate pain, but it's certainly not going to fix the problem. It took time and repetition to get you in that shape. It's going to take time and repetition to correct it. Just like, we often use orthodontia as an analogy to what we're doing, because we're making long-term changes. Well, if you got braces and had your braces put on for 2 weeks and then they took them off, what good would it do you?
Oh, right.
None. Time and repetition, and that's a big thing. There's not a quick fix. You can take a pill that's gonna numb the pain, but the pain's gonna come back, and the degeneration is gonna get worse. And so to really get that true benefit out of your care, you really have to stick with it and be an active participant as well, but realize that it doesn't come overnight. It takes time.
Right. Now, just real quick, do you guys prescribe or ask people to follow a particular diet based upon the needs of the chiropractic work?
No, we more or less encourage people to do a low-carb diet, anti-inflammatory type of a diet. I don't have a specific diet that we recommend. Back in Wyoming, where we had the weight loss center, absolutely we did, but we're not incorporating that into our practice here.
We certainly carry some great supplements though, and we will absolutely sit and chat with people about some recommendations on their diet. We love to cook, and so we have tons of great low carb recipes and great ideas on how to replace your sugar and how to replace your pasta and rice and all that great stuff. So we oftentimes, for our patients that are interested in learning some of those recipes, I'll make them a binder of different recipes like that to give to them to try it out.
Oh, wow. Very good. Well, so can we get you into our own home for a cook?
Well, I don't know about that, but we do some fun cooking videos sometimes on our Facebook page.
Hey, we're going to get to that here in a moment. I want you to be ready to give us your Facebook page. So just real quick to have a little fun as we close this time together. If there was a book to be written about you, what would the title be? And then what would be said on the back of the book in summary?
The title, I would say, would have to be, "It's About We, Not Me."
Oh, I love that.
Not only in terms of a team perspective, because your team, you're part of your team, but also as a couple. So we work so well together, and we have just learned the great strategies to work together very successfully, and we literally adore each other. Rarely will you see us together where we're not holding hands or touching, in some way. So we really do try to make decisions as a we, not a me.
Yeah, we try to think about what's going to benefit our relationship first. And if it benefits the relationship, of course, it's going to benefit each of us individually too. So we very much strive to keep our relationship with not only with each other, but with God at the focal point of everything we do, every decision that we make. And by keeping that relationship with God and our partner in the focal point, everything else just falls into place.
Agreed. Totally agree with that. Very good. So what would be the best compliment you've ever received?
We get compliments all the time on what an amazing couple we are. We have so many people that will privately tell us, "I really wish my relationship with my spouse was like your relationship." And we just want everybody to be as happy as we are. And so it's such a compliment, and so many people will just say that, "Gosh, you guys are like the perfect couple." And we really are. Like you can even ask our staff. I mean, every great once in a while, we might be like a little grumbly with each other, but by and large, we're, very loving and encouraging even each other at work. And even our staff is like, "Oh, you guys, stop it."
So
you guys are gross.
What you see is what you get. We're like this, whether we're in front of the camera, in front of our staff, in front of our kids, or at home alone. It's all pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Very good. And you know what? That's going to naturally attract those compliments because of that, because you offer something that the world typically doesn't see, let alone.
I wish everybody had that kind of relationship.
Right? Yeah. So as we wrap up, what are a couple of things that you want our listeners to know?
I would love to just have people give us a call just so I can give them a tour. We are so different, and our office is so different, and I just love to give the tour and just show people what we are, because once people come and take the tour and I'm able to talk about our rehab equipment and they can oftentimes watch an adjustment, it is so eye-opening for them. They are just like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing and so different." So I would love for people to just give me a call. I'll buy your favorite Starbucks when Starbucks is open again, and just to give you a tour. And if you have a chiropractor you stay with, fabulous, that's awesome. But I'd still love to just give you a tour.
Okay.
Yeah. Most people have no idea what our office is about until they actually walk in the door and can see what it is that we have to offer.
Very good. And so with that and thinking about the tour, how can people find you? Like, if you can just go ahead and share with us your address, phone number, Facebook, if you're on any other social media platforms, website, and then what we'll do is we'll make sure that it's typed up and with the links as well.
Sure. Our physical address is 18275 North 59th Avenue. We're in Building M, Suite 178. We're in Glendale, right on the southeast corner of 59th Avenue and Union Hills. Our phone number is 602-603-5444. Our website is trinitychiroaz.com. And I'll let you take the Facebook.
See, we have a Facebook. It's Trinity Chiropractic, I think. I don't know.
And I think that it's at Glendale Chiro.
We also have a great private page called Healthy Living with Dr. Dave and Sheryl. We do a lot of fun stuff on there. It's all very encouraging, uplifting, especially during this time. We have an Instagram too, although I'm not so great at Instagram.
And I don't remember
my daughter helps us with that. We also have a YouTube page. Yeah, so I can send you those links.
Okay, I found it. Our Instagram is Trinity Chiro AZ.
Well, very good. We're going to send some people your way. Hey, thank you so much for being on this. I enjoy your smiling faces. I enjoy the integrity that I hear come through. And with that many reviews in just 13 months, that's a proven concept, your integrity, the trust that you've built in this community. And again, I've known you guys for quite a while, over a year. And while we've not done a whole lot of this or networking together, it's certainly a blessing when I do see you guys either on Facebook posting your videos or your inspiring messages, or in person when we're at other events. So my hope for you guys is that God would continue to bless your business and your lives together, as well as your family. Thank you guys again so much for being a part of here. It was, I had great fun and a great time with you both.
Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking with you, as always.
As always, wonderful. Well, again, this is Epic Podcast, another podcast episode from With Purpose. Look forward to hearing from us soon. And as always, live your life and do it with purpose.